Royal Enfield already has a single-seater option on the classic 350. You must think so, right? That's the Bobber 350 Classic. No. As the name suggests, this is only a single-seater variant of the classic 350. The Bobber is not a cruiser motorcycle with the rear seat removed. So much more. Royal Enfield has plans to launch a proper Bobber based on the new classic 350. It is expected to arrive in showrooms next year. Prior to that, it was the same rendering version. Please note that this classic 350 Bobber render is a work of imagination and has not been ordered or approved by Royal Enfield. This reimagined classic 350 Bobber was digitally rendered by rendering artist Pratyush Raut. A lot of thought process went into creating a Bobber motorcycle. In the renders, you can see that the wheelbase has been extended a bit more than the standard classic 350. The ground clearance has been lowered to give the rider a low riding position. The handlebar is also raised. And then leather upholstery, coil springs suspended on a single seat embellish the total look of this motorcycle. The vintage red color gives the bike that obligatory old-world charm. How can you talk about Royal Enfield motorcycles without mentioning their curvaceous body panels? It's like peanut butter without the nuts. The sculpted metal fuel tank is rendered slightly differently from the classic 350 Cruiser. The redesigned fuel tank gives the motorcycle a Bobber feel. The render also gets the mirror bar end finished in black. The engine compartment gets a dark finish to give it a sporty appeal. The render classic 350 Bobber also gets some side body panels. Nothing more, nothing less. Just the right amount. The renders also get chrome-plated exhaust tips for added Bobber motorcycle panache. Complementing the old-world charm are round headlights and round taillights with chrome surrounds, round indicators and a round instrument cluster. The 2023 Royal Enfield Classic 350 Bobber also gets a tripper look to handle phone navigation and connectivity. The render also gets telescopic front suspension like the classic 350 Cruiser. The twin rear shocks have been replaced with a mid-mounted rear mono shock unit. The render classic 350 Bobber uses the same J-series engine, displacing 349 cc and producing 20.2 bhp at 6100 rpm and 27 Nm at 4000 rpm torque. The classic 350 Cruiser motorcycle weighs 195 kilograms and the Bobber can weigh about the same. The Cruiser bikes that were produced also got spoked wheels at the front and rear, which were also retained by the Bobber render. Bobber also carries front and rear disc brakes equipped with 2-channel ABS. Bobber motorbikes usually come with smaller tires both front and rear, and the rendering reflects the same. Considering the revisions and changes to the motorcycle, it is logical to assume that renders of the classic 350 Bobber could cost around 30,000 rupees more than the classic 350. There have been many reports about a possible launch of the classic 350 Bobber in 2023. If the Bobber motorcycle looks like the artist envisioned rendering, ready to receive gifts.